What do you think will change the fortunes of the Los Angeles Clippers? Should they change their name or should they relocate? Let's talk about it. From a team boasting with talent with Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Chris Paul, and Jamal Crawford on it, to a team with premier coaches like Vinny Del Negro, Ty Lue, and Doc Rivers, to a roster currently with two of the best in the game in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. The Los Angeles Clippers just can't get their hands on that Larry O'Brien trophy. Can changing his franchise's name or relocating help them? Okay, first up, I have the Los Angeles Gravity. I like that one a lot. That's not my number one though, but I do like that a lot. I like the colors and whatnot on that, so that would be a good option to me there. This next one is Los Angeles Venom. Uh, Sounds good. You could work with that, but that's not my number one either. It's up there in the top five. This one, this one is my favorite one here. I like the color scheme. I like the way the nickname is written, and this will be the Los Angeles Aftershock. And it fits to me considering the fact that you do have earthquakes and whatnot in the LA area and California and as a whole. So I think this will be something to run with right here. I like it a lot. Let me know what you think about this one. This last one I came up with just came to me out of the blue. Um, just to be a filler, I guess. The Los Angeles Intrepids sounds good. It's a far out maybe to me. It's not at the top of my list, however. As I said before, I do like the name Los Angeles Aftershock. I think that name fits very well with them. This last one is the Los Angeles Groove. I do like the sound of that. I'd say it as far as ranking it and what I listed would be number three. Number one would be the Los Angeles Aftershock. Number two would be the Los Angeles Gravity. And the third one would be the Los Angeles Groove. That's the order I will list those in. Like I said before, and actually looking at it now, I do like the Gravity. The Gravity really sounds like a strong team. It's a strong team nickname. The Aftershock does go with the territory as far as the state of California is concerned, but it is a toss up between those two to me. And I'd have to say, if it came down to it for me, with the way the lettering looks and whatnot, I would have to choose the Los Angeles Gravity as the new nickname. Let me know what you think. It was kind of hard to choose between that and the Aftershock, but the Gravity seems, like I said, to have more of a force to it as far as being a sports team. Now, as far as relocation is concerned, my first stop, well, these are not in any particular order. I'll get to that at the end. But one of the places I would look as far as relocation is concerned that I believe could support an NBA team would be the Kansas City, Missouri. Would be in Kansas City, Missouri. We know they have a fan base for their football team, and congratulations to the Chiefs on getting back to the Super Bowl once again. And I do think they have enough of a fan base there that would embrace an NBA franchise. Did a separate thing on that as far as NBA expansion is concerned. I'll get into that in another video sometime down the line. But I do have Kansas City, Missouri listed as a destination if this franchise decides to relocate, I'm sorry. Next on the list is a location that I know is eventually going to have another NBA franchise, and that is Seattle, Washington. Everyone knows how crazy the fans were there in Seattle over the Seattle Supersonics and how upset they were when they relocated to Oklahoma City and became the Oklahoma City Thunder. But I do believe that is a place that is ripe for an NBA franchise, and that is a logical choice to, it's not that far from the state of California, so you still would have some fans that support the team. And as I said before, this place has been thirsty and hungry for an NBA franchise for some time since the Seattle Supersonics departed. The arena is already in place. There are signs of a potential franchise coming there. There's been a lot of talk and rumors going around about them bringing a franchise back to the Seattle, Washington area. And we see with the Kraken that they do have an NHL franchise. We know the fans are crazy about the Seattle Storm, and we know that the Seattle Seahawks fans are some of the best fans in the world. And I do think bringing a franchise or relocating a franchise into the city of Seattle, Washington will be big for the NBA. And you still will get those matchups between that team, the whatever team that is, and the Los Angeles Lakers, Portland Trail Blazers. So you will still have those rivalries going on there. Also, you could possibly have a renewed or a new rivalry between the Golden State Warriors and the franchise you put there. But I do think that will be a great place for an NBA franchise, especially if you had something like the Los Angeles Clippers relocate. But that is not my number one choice. It's at the top of the list, but it's not my number one choice. We'll get to my number one choice here in a couple more slides. All right, first of all, I do want to tell you, well, not first of all, but I do want to say thanks for checking this video out. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this. Next up on my list is Buffalo, New York. Buffalo Bill fans have been very excited with what the Bills have been doing these past few seasons, and they have a bright outlook for the future. They didn't get it done this season, but still got a few more years of youth in them. So we'll see how that goes. I know they're in close proximity to Toronto, Canada, with the Toronto Raptors. I still feel that that is one city that should have an NBA franchise. Got the Buffalo Sabres, Buffalo Bills there as well. And like I said, I do think that they would be able to sustain an NBA franchise as far as a fan base is concerned. And from a financial standpoint, I am choosing Buffalo as a possible spot for NBA expansion as well as for this video's purpose. If the Los Angeles Clippers were to relocate, I will have that as one of the cities as well. This next one is my favorite. This is my number one as far as relocation is concerned. It will be Albuquerque, New Mexico. They have no professional sports team there, and I would love to see them have a NBA franchise in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You do have surrounding states such as Arizona, Colorado, and Texas, and people in those areas that are a little bit further away from Phoenix would have an opportunity to see NBA teams in action in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And Duke City should have an NBA franchise there. And I think as far as expansion is concerned, I wouldn't look at doing expansion. I think it would take too long for them to develop a fan base. But if you do have a team relocate there, such as the Los Angeles Clippers, I think there are people there that are familiar with the NBA that are hungry just as much as those fans in Seattle, Washington for an NBA franchise. So I do have Duke City, Albuquerque, New Mexico as my number one destination as far as this video is concerned for a relocation spot for the Los Angeles Clippers. Let me know what you think about that. Last one on my list is Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the Cincinnati Bengals, who have turned it around recently. Didn't make the Super Bowl this year, but they proved that last year wasn't a fluke. And they have a big fan base there. I mean, you got Ohio State University. There are actually a lot of teams in the state of Ohio that put players into the NBA. Of course, you know LeBron James being from Ohio as well. But Cincinnati would be another choice as far as relocation of the Los Angeles Clippers. You get a rivalry going between them and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't see why that wouldn't work because you already have two teams in pretty much the same vicinity anyway, with the New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets. You also have Miami and Orlando in Florida, so this wouldn't be a bad spot for them. But I wouldn't personally look at relocating them to Cincinnati. As I said before, my number one favorite would be Albuquerque, New Mexico, followed by Seattle, Washington. That's just my opinion as far as relocation is concerned. All right, that's just my commentary, folks. Thanks for looking and listening here. Remember, subscribe and like, and be sure to put comments in the comment section as far as what you think about the Los Angeles Clippers possible relocating and maybe a nickname change as far as helping them to break the stigma that's been put over them. Let me know once again in the comment section. Like I said in the video, my favorite place for them to relocate would be Albuquerque, New Mexico. And as far as changing the name of the team, I'll be rolling with the Los Angeles Gravity. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for listening.